You're watching The Sports Spin, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to The Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. Mark Mason, I'm John Nerden. We watch the games, we call the games, and now we spin the games.
Sure, why don't we? Today on the Sports Spin, we discuss spring tryouts, Manila versus Altamont, and talk some state championship hockey. But first, it's time to Week Rewind.
All right, Mark, so here in the Rewind, spring sports are in action at the UTC at the Uintah, and then I'm not sure where they do that at some of these other schools in the gyms. You know, we got snow everywhere. Generally, you can be out on the grass and you can be throwing balls and hitting balls and playing a little soccer.
Who plays inside? Soccer players don't play inside.
Baseball doesn't.
Okay.
Track doesn't.
Yeah.
Softball doesn't.
Yeah.
We're in trouble right now. A lot of snow.
In trouble. Man, lots of snow. I remember somebody, a good friend of mine, saying all the snow would be gone by March 1st. So that's the first call of the week that John got wrong.
Hold on a second. Let's talk about
we'll wait that for the calls of the week.
So there is no snow and has not been snow on the soccer pitch since tryouts started.
Artificial. Okay, so spring tryouts, it's on. We got basketballs over with, thank goodness.
Not
the calls
quite.
of the week didn't
Not quite over with.
Oh, not quite.
We got a few 1A. Well, we got at least one 1A team going at it right now.
Well,
Duchesne.
Boy, called that one early.
A little bit early, Mark.
All right, who do we got?
We got Duchesne.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Okay, what's next?
Manila and Altamont.
Let's get there right now. Manila at Altamont. And, you know, it's going to be fun. And the lights are off. And they're ready to dance. And Altamont having just a heck of a season. I don't know much about Manila. I guess you would say they're also kind of a hometown team. But these guys went back and forth.
Yeah, they did, Mark. So I thought that Altamont was going to win more games than they did this year after they beat the number one team in the region and the one team that is going to state here in the Basin, Duchesne, at Duchesne, and they take care of business. But they fall short in this game. Manila takes care of business up there, over there at Altamont.
So all those watching from Manila, welcome to the Sports Spin, and congratulations on a great win. I mean, that's well deserved because that's a quality opponent they beat.
You know, and when they're not part of the Basin, they're kind of just up and over the hill from the Basin. But they can be ours.
Claim them.
We'll claim them a little bit.
Yeah, we'll claim them. Why not? Okay, moving on. How about BYU taking on undefeated Gonzaga?
What are they, 29-0? They come into BYU, you got to play the game. You always say it, Mark, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
On paper, Gonzaga's winning the game for sure.
Well, they played earlier, and it's interesting that you say for sure because the earlier game, Gonzaga definitely won. I mean, they won. It was a win. One team won, one team lost. But BYU showed some fire. Their interior size gave them problems. And then they had the grudge match, the rematch. But I say this is a win the battle, lose the war situation for BYU, and here's why. It woke Gonzaga up. You don't go undefeated almost all the way through the regular season unless you are a top-level number one seed in the NCAA tournament type team. You know, and they kind of poked the sleeping bear, in my opinion.
You know, and it says a lot about the future of BYU. A very young team for BYU. Look for good things coming in the future.
So there you go. All right. So is that it for the week rewind?
That's it for the week rewind. Let's move on to the L&L Monster Replays.
Let's do it. Well, L&L Monster Replays, and what do we say? At least Sweep didn't get 80% of the vote this time.
They didn't get 80%, but they won it again, Mark.
42% of the vote. There's hope in the future.
They're going for 14 in a row if I see things right.
Watch this clip. I mean, Man, I haven't brushed my teeth this well my whole life, and they're all. and look at the precision on this. This is unbelievable.
Nobody brushes their teeth this well.
No, you're probably right. A little bit of drizzle coming out of the corner of your mouth. Yeah, none of that.
I've seen a lot of sinks. All right, so
14-time state
14
champions
in a row.
Well, can they get 14 here on the Sports Spin?
You know, I don't know. We put in there a pretty good one from Altamont, and we got the fans involved this time.
Yeah. Are we going to Altamont first? Is that where we're going?
Looks like it.
Let's go to Altamont. What are we going to call this? Steve Reich, and there's a little pin down screen, and it's a little bit of a moving screen, and it's not so much the reverse layup, it's the fact that he bowled them all over. Look at that, he got a perfect strike on that one, and I'm going to give this one to the Altamont fan base.
I'm calling them out.
Yeah.
They better show Duchesne that they can vote on the show.
Yeah, can Altamont beat Duchesne on the L&L Motor Monster Replays? Let's see if there's any school pride at Altamont.
Here we go.
Let's just see. All right, what's next? We go to Uintah? Lefty, why not? The senior, and he finishes so well at the rim and in traffic. Corbin Gardner, little crossover, uses the screen as a fake and then goes left, and boy, he sold it well, and he just one step full speed.
He did it. It's a shame to see him go on senior night, be the last home game. A talented young kid, and it was fun to get to watch him. So everyone at Uintah, get out, vote. Let's see if we can knock off Sweet.
Yeah, and how you vote for us, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Sports Spin, and follow us on Facebook. And we're going to be right back.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the spin cycle. And on the spin cycle, we welcome state champion Coach Jared McKeachnie.
Wait.
That's got to sound
First
good.
year head coach, state championship.
Right. Like, where does it go from here, Jared? I mean,
continue on. We've got to get another one next year.
no, that's the goal now.
Absolutely.
So not only that, I got to mention he also took a young girls team down to a tournament out in, I think, St. George, and they took first place. He's just on a roll.
This is through Octane Soccer.
Yes.
So all you do is win.
They're just a winner.
You know what? That was a great week. Not only that, but it was my daughter's birthday, so it was good all the way around.
So, and the daughter's birthday was the best part, right?
Yes.
Well, let's talk hockey right now.
Okay.
I understand that season was kind of like going on the Colossus at Lagoon. This was kind of a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. What was it about this team that they faced the adversity you guys did throughout the season and can come away state champions?
You know, it was kind of a roller coaster. We had guys on the team that would give everything they had, and we had guys on the team that just had roller coaster kind of times. Obviously, you know that we practice super early in the morning, so trying to get there at 5:15 in the morning to have a practice, some guys just don't show up. And there at the end, the dedication became more and more, the aggressiveness, the intensity became more and more, and so it was fun to have them put it all together for the final game.
Sure.
You know, and you say the guys, a couple girls on the team too. How is that to coach a mixed bag?
You know, 4 girls on the playoff roster. Great girls. They've played their whole, since they were 9, 10 years old. And so they're all very good. Girls in hockey, wow. Anyway, but they play position hockey better than most of the guys. They have to in order to compete. They've not got the brawn, they've not got the strength and all of those kind of things, but right there, they play their position very, very well.
So
I'm sure that helped the boys go, oh, I'm going to lose some starting time to this girl. I better work my position a little better.
Two of the girls were on starting lines.
Oh, very good.
That's amazing. So championship, you got to lose 2 games. You go in undefeated. You got the championship game, and you just, the way you said to me is you got worked over. You got beat.
You know, always throughout this season, coming and playing, whether it was practice or playing on Monday, for some reason the weekends are rough on this team. We just don't do very well. Monday morning practices, that's the most missed practice. That Monday night game at 9 o'clock at night, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened, but we just didn't show up. It was just a whooping that we got 6-1 by the Salt Lake Stars.
Then
So,
you go.
so then it starts over again, and it's 3-1 in the first period, and it's like, uh-oh. And then what happened?
So halfway through the second period, and I'm trying to remember what was the momentum changer, but halfway through the second period, there was a momentum changer there, and I'm not sure if it was a hit. I don't know if it was that we scored and we got that 2-3 goal.
Don't doubt it. It was
Halfway
your
through.
speech to the first line when they came off for a second.
Is that what?
Yeah.
No.
Like the longest yard.
The longest yard, the big speech.
Yeah.
But the momentum kind of changed halfway through the second period. And as I had mentioned to Mark, we had 8 penalties the first and second period, and they had 0. And so it was rough. We had played 16 minutes, which is an entire period, down a player. And then, you know, we got a little bit of momentum going into the second period there. We got some momentum. They zammed the ice in between the second and third period in the state playoff games. And so we go into the locker room, we're talking, we're doing things. Seniors, this is your last game. Leave it all on the ice. I mean, that was in essence what we had talked about. We talked strategy and a couple of things, but you know, one is we got to have everybody on the ice, and 2, seniors, this is your last game. And so we went out, we got some calls finally our way, and we were able to capitalize on those on our power plays, and then they just exploded and focused and got it done.
Now, your son Trevin told me about one scenario. I think it was right at the end. You were down a man, and they pulled their goalie, so it was 6-on-4. And it said the keeper was stopping everything, just like a brick wall.
You know, 6-on-4, and Devin Bain, which you will get to see later tonight, he is amazing. He is by far the best goalie in the state. They had the All-Star game last week, and it was obvious that Devin Bain from Uintah High School is by far the goalie for hockey.
Kind of that
right now.
key position that you got to have a good goalie to play hockey, right?
Sure.
Yep.
Well, you know, it's fun for you, a long tradition at your house. Your oldest son, Connor, was part of the first state championship we took a couple years ago. You helped a little bit coaching now as the head coach, another son on the team. You should be very well pleased with what you've done, and the whole community is. Thanks for the time and effort you put in at 5 in the morning. And thanks for coming to our show. What a great place to talk about it.
You know, I have to say that the Raptors organization is the octane of soccer,
Younger,
of hockey.
the little league.
You know, it's the younger league that brings that up, and they are diehard. They work hard. They are practicing all the time, and so that program bringing us up these players and having that mentality has definitely helped the program.
And definitely a challenge on the families during tough economic times. Hockey's an expensive sport, so thanks to all the parents who put the effort in, and thanks to the team.
Well, Jared, thanks so much for joining us here on the Spin Cycle. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. you truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back. It's time for the Call of the Week. All right, Mark. This is a favorite of most people that watch the show, and definitely mine during the last few, 6, 8, 10, maybe 20 shows.
You're already down one this week.
Whatever.
Mister, the snow's going to be gone by March 1st.
Hey, it was. It's gone. Did we play outside? All right, simple enough. The boys played soccer, tried out outside at Uintah.
Artificial.
No problem.
Just like all your wins.
Let's talk about last week.
This is how he takes notes. This is how he does it. And see that scribble right there? He goes, oh, that was me winning. That was me winning.
Those of you paying attention,
right?
Nerdin is destroying Mason in the basketball season.
I just won.
And won last week.
That's after I went undefeated in the football season.
Duchesne.
Here's the notes. Oh yeah, I just won again.
Duchesne and Rich. Do you remember what you called? I do.
Under 7 for me.
I called
and
under
you were
7,
over 7. They won by 5.
I'm the winner. Good luck with that.
One of us is wrong. I think it's him.
I think it's you.
He's down 2. Okay, down 2. Keep
down
going.
1 for Mason.
Down 2 for Nerdin.
All right,
Snow on the field.
Union versus Juan Diego.
Well, I won that one clearly.
You did.
So now I'm up 3-0.
You went away from Union, so it's 1-1.
I hated to do that to Union.
Yeah, whatever.
Union, that feels like a loss. So now it's 2-1 for me.
1-1. Good luck with that. And then we went Warriors versus the Clippers, and I did under 20, and you did over. And they beat them by 10. So, John,
even I give you the win on the thing we push.
Yeah, galactically
2-2.
Galactic victory.
If I give you the gimme, John's feeling bad about himself.
So if you
did you hear what happened?
If you keep belittling me like that, nobody's really going to believe you. The fact is, I won, you lost. Yeah, keep smiling. Keep it up.
Durant out with a knee injury. How bad is that?
That's bad.
6
bad
weeks.
for the NBA.
It is bad for the NBA. Okay, John won again.
All right.
The baby.
Good answer.
Jeez. Okay,
all
what are we going to
this
now?
week?
1A state
1A
finals.
finals, Mark.
This could be tasty.
We got Duchesne. Not finals. Just where are they going to be here?
Are they going to get to the finals?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Is that the call? Is that what your call is?
Sure. Let's go semifinals. Make it easy on you. Then we have another call.
Oh, okay, because we're not going to have the finals until the next show, right?
Yeah.
Do they win, and do they win their semifinal game? Is that the call of the week?
Do they make it to semifinals?
Yes. Duchesne. All the way.
Oh, you're going to make it the whole way?
No, I'm just going to say, yeah, they're going to make the semis.
I want to say yes, too, so we have to make the call a little different.
Well, that's no fun. You have to go against me. I got in there first. You're out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're on the loss.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, there you go.
I like it.
There's a win.
All right, Uintah versus Highland
me.
soccer. First match of the year for the Utes.
What are we going to do here? I mean, if I say they're going to lose, then one of my best friends is going to be angry at me.
No, I won't be angry because I'll win this for sure. Because I'm definitely going with the Utes to win.
To win?
So
we have to pick a score then.
Yeah.
And Highland is tough. I think this just feels like a 1-0 game.
So you're going with 1-0 for the Utes?
Mm-hmm. It just feels like a 1-0 game.
4-1 for the Utes.
Really?
Yeah.
You're that confident?
Yeah.
All right. So anything in between is a win for me.
Fair enough.
All right. Go Utes. Okay, what's next? Trap game.
I have a little bit of a cough.
Trap game. BYU versus Loyola Marymount. And you remember back in the day,
BYU is going to win, so I'm going to go with BYU.
Yeah, you're going to go with BYU. I don't know. This is the classic letdown game, isn't it?
Go ahead. Take Loyola.
All right, and I'm going to take BYU. So,
give me an over or under.
No, you better take the over under, and you better take better notes than last time with his scribble.
John is going with by 5.
By 5?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take over that for sure. That's an easy one. That's
Mark,
a sweep.
Mark,
I'm just gonna write here on my notes.
Over
sweep.
5.
And if I sweep this one, boy, it's the start of the soccer season, and it was an embarrassing basketball season. Fortunately, I won the football season.
I don't know if you won football either.
Well, yeah, I for sure did. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin. It's time for the Fast Dash.
Well, here on the Fast Dash, why don't you
Go
take
ahead.
it, John?
No, you're
after
good.
you. Listen, it's you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Coach, go ahead.
All right, I'll take over here. Thank you. So we have a great guest today, Devin Bain, state championship goalkeeper. We hear really pretty good things about you. Are you as good as they say? Maybe the best in the state?
I don't know about that.
Hey, All-Star game worthy, right? and for the reports I heard, best at the All-Star, which kind of equates to what he said over there.
Yeah. So I like the humility, but you know, chicks dig it. You're fine. You're all good.
Well, you do whatever it takes to get the ladies.
There you go.
Do whatever it takes to get the ladies.
Me
I
too.
like that.
I'm trying my
Hey.
hardest.
All I heard was they pulled the keeper. You were down a player, and then nothing got past. Nothing got past you. You guys were playing 6-4, and that was the last couple of minutes of the state championship game. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah.
Well, man of many words.
All right, so you know how this works. We put 60 seconds on the clock, fire a few questions at you. You ready to go?
I'll try my best.
All right, let's see if they can get that clock running today.
Yeah, let's see.
All
Here's
right.
the clock.
I'll go first. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Crosby or Gretzky?
Gretzky.
Of course, the Gretzky.
Favorite player of all time?
Jonathan Quick.
I like the name.
What
He's a goalie.
What would you do if you had the Stanley Cup for 24 hours?
Not drink alcohol out of it. Probably eat some cereal, cold cereal.
Okay. Cold cereal.
Well, what kind of cold cereal? Cookie Crisp or Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
That was two questions. I snuck it in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
High heels or flip-flops?
Depends on the girl.
Okay, yeah, good answer.
Basketball game or football game? I hope you say hockey.
Basketball.
Okay, basketball.
So would you rather have a NHL Stanley Cup championship or an Olympic championship for the USA?
I'd have to say Olympic.
Oh, good for you.
Olympic gold. Here's the guy. All right, last one. You better take it, John. Do you have one more?
You don't have
I know, I
What are you
spaced
waiting
out.
on?
I can't
That's
believe
the
that.
funniest thing
right
I've
here.
ever
This is
heard.
the first time I've ever been without something to say in my whole entire life.
That's a fact.
That is
know
a
this.
fact, right
Hey,
here.
thanks for coming out. Good to have you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations on the state
State
championship.
champion, Devin Bain, right here. Will be, well, I think this show's over.
It really is,
Thanks
Mark.
for
So
joining us on
remind
the
them to vote.
Sports Spin, presented by Uintah Basin Healthcare, health and healing every person, every time. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and we will see you next week.